Okay, let's just dive right into this explainer and unpack the absolute wildness that was early 2026. If you've been following the AI space, you know things already move at a breakneck pace. But what happened in April of that year? It honestly felt like something pulled straight out of a modern-day spy thriller. We're looking at a story that completely captivated the developer community, featuring mysterious digital breadcrumbs, alleged top-secret projects, and ultimately, a massive strategic pivot. A pivot designed not just for user growth, but for total digital market dominance.
So, I want to start off by asking you this, because this question basically took over the internet following a massive alleged leak. For a few frantic minutes, a handful of users claimed they saw a glimpse behind the curtain, and what they reportedly saw sparked a firestorm of speculation that had absolutely everybody asking, was this the biggest AI slip-up of the year, or was it a highly calculated distraction meant to keep us all looking the wrong way?
Section 1. The GPT-5.5 Ghost Leak. To really see the big picture here, we kind of have to start with the digital breadcrumbs. For just a few minutes, developers claimed a drop-down menu on an OpenAI platform exposed these highly secretive code names, sending the entire AI community into an absolute frenzy. I mean, we're talking names that sound like they belong in a video game or a chemistry class: Arcanine, Glacier, Heisenberg. But the absolute headliner? GPT 5.5, which was described in these unverified leaks as the latest frontier agentic coding model. And that word agentic is massive. It implies an AI designed not just to chat with you, but to autonomously act, write code, debug, and deploy the whole shebang entirely on its own.
And honestly, this just perfectly illustrates how surreal the whole thing got. You had bizarre internal tooltips popping up, like this one for the Arcanine model, which just fueled even more frantic speculation. It's obviously an internal joke, right? But when people who claim to have tested these live models reported they were solving crazy complex coding problems in literally minutes rather than hours, the hype just exploded. It made it seem like OpenAI was running these parallel training tracks for incredibly specialized, incredibly powerful systems.
Okay, but let's pump the brakes for a second. As exciting as a secret menu of supermodels is, there was absolutely zero official confirmation from OpenAI. None. In fact, many of these reports traced right back to a system known as Codex, which was a platform that had already been largely deprecated. That makes this entire leak highly questionable. It's entirely possible that what users saw was just an internal testing environment that accidentally surfaced. Basically, a bug, not a secret preview. We had a super compelling story for sure, but it was built on a foundation of pure speculation. Which brings us to part 2, the mid-explainer twist, the real secret. Here is the crucial point, and it's a really striking contrast. While we were all out there chasing rumors and obsessing over unverified screenshots, OpenAI was quietly and officially building a self-serve ads manager right inside ChatGPT. They were actually laying the infrastructure for a massive advertising platform. This wasn't a slip-up, it wasn't a glitch, this was a deliberate, strategic pivot. The nonprofit research lab was aggressively stepping into the arena to compete for the exact same digital advertising dollars that fuel the biggest names in tech. This was step 1 of a massive plan for market dominance. Starting in February 2026, they officially stepped into the digital ad business for users on their free tiers. They rolled out testing and formally launched a system where businesses could buy ads using standard CPC and CPM bidding, the traditional pay-per-click models. And just like that, they put themselves in direct competition with giants like Google and Meta. Now, to protect user trust while going after those massive ad dollars, OpenAI had to set some pretty strict boundaries. According to their own official rules, the ads are clearly labeled, and most importantly, they absolutely do not influence the organic output of the AI. Basically, no one can pay to manipulate what ChatGPT actually tells you. And for those of you on the Plus, Pro, or Business subscriptions, they made a hard promise that those tiers will remain entirely ad-free. Moving on to part 3, the AI ad playbook. To actually dominate this market, OpenAI isn't just copying Google or Meta's homework. They are inventing a completely new playbook based on something called contextual matching. And this fundamentally changes how ads are targeted. Instead of an advertiser just bidding on the word shoes or travel, the system is actually looking at the nuance of what you need in that exact moment of conversation. So let's see how this actually works in practice, going from user intent to a perfectly matched ad. Let's say you're chatting with the AI about planning a trip to Italy. You aren't just typing in a search keyword, you're expressing a complex intent through natural conversation. The The AI analyzes this in real time. Meanwhile, advertisers have provided what are called context hints, basically descriptions of the types of conversations where their product fits. So a hotel chain might target users who are planning budget-friendly family vacations. The AI then acts as the ultimate matchmaker, dropping in a hyper-personalized ad exactly when you actually need it.
Of course, I know what you're thinking. This raises some massive privacy concerns, right? Are they selling your private chat logs? Well, OpenAI's policy emphatically states that your individual conversations remain completely private. Advertisers only get aggregated performance insights. That means they can see how many people clicked an ad, but they have absolutely no access to the individual private chats that led to those clicks.
Section 4. Fueling the ad engine.
And this is where all the puzzle pieces suddenly snap together. Because to make this contextual matching unbeatable, they need a god-tier AI engine. Look at this. Every single rumored feature of that leaked GPT-5.5 perfectly aligns with building a platform for market dominance. High token efficiency? That means the AI can process much longer conversations, tracking your purchase journey from initial curiosity all the way down to a final decision. Agentic coding capabilities? That means it deeply understands developer workflows, allowing it to serve a perfectly timed B2B ad for a cloud service exactly when a developer hits a specific roadblock. Every single one of those rumored frontier reasoning improvements translates directly into fueling a much more lucrative ad business.
And finally, Section 5. The true endgame. So the reality here is that the leak of GPT 5.5, that was just a peek at the engine. The ad platform is the actual destination. I want to leave you with a final provocative thought to chew on as OpenAI positions itself to rival the biggest tech giants in the world. They are building a future where the AI itself is the matchmaker. So what do you think about ads appearing inside an AI chatbot? Is it just a fair trade for access to these incredibly powerful tools? Or are we looking at the beginning of a very slippery slope where every private conversation becomes a monetized market? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer today.